Hi, my name's Ray, and I'm at the Cornerstone bookstore, and today we're meeting with local author Barb Furman Hall, who's written a new book, Lessons from Dr. Lowell, about a local doctor and a hero, Dr. Lowell Furman. So, what made you decide to write this book, Miss Hall? Or can I call you Barb?
Barb would be great. I had the honor of speaking at my father's funeral. My father died back in 2006, and I got to speak, and I had several people come up to me after the funeral and asked me for my notes. They really enjoyed some of the things I talked about, and so that kind of prompted me to start writing, and it took me about a year to write it, and actually it was an incredible grieving tool for me, and cried through every word, probably, and it was just very helpful to kind of get all of my feelings and emotions out, and that's what prompted it.
Wow. Well, we've heard really good reviews of the book. I mean, everything from people talking about it, helping them through grief, to practical lessons on just how to live a good Christian life. Even step parenting and blended families. Tell us a little bit about that. What was your intention in writing this book? What did you want to communicate to someone that was out there reading it?
Well, again, the base was what I talked about at the funeral, and that was trying to honor what my father did in his life, and just to help other people to be able to learn the lessons that I felt like my father did a really fine job of teaching the 6 kids that he had.
So, how much would you say of this book is your story versus your father's story?
Well, I think it's my father's and my journey in our life, and so I don't know how it divides out, but it's probably much as both of us together, and how we
just a real 50-50.
I guess so. How our lives intertwined, and how much he taught me through my life.
And the influence he's had on you.
A lot of the influence that he's had on me.
What do you most want readers to learn about your dad through reading this book?
I don't know that I would necessarily want them to learn about my father. I think that specifically who he is, but just what he stood for and what his priorities in life were and what was most important to him. I think if you read the book, then you kind of learn that he wasn't about bringing a lot of attention to himself. He was all about bringing a lot of attention to Jesus Christ and who he was.
Yeah. Good goal. That's a good goal to have for all of us.
It's a good goal.
What do you want people to most connect with when it comes to your story? What do you want people to really know about you when they close this book?
That I've had a kind of typical life. I think that sometimes when we look at people, we think that they've had an incredibly blessed life and they've just had wonderful things happen to them, and I think everybody has hardships and everybody has struggles, and I think that if you read this book that you realize that everybody has struggles and everybody has difficulties, and we're all in the same boat together, and that things are not always as they appear on the outside, and that we all have our own struggles and we all have to learn the same lessons, and that life is hard, but we all just need to get through it the best that we can, and my family looks to the Lord to help us with that.
Yeah, that's really That's an awesome testimony. What better legacy could your dad leave than to teach you that lesson?
I guess so.
Speaking of lessons, in the book you go over 12 lessons that you feel like your dad imparted to you.
Yes.
There's a lot of ground that you cover in those 12 lessons. What would you say is maybe one of your favorite lessons from the book?
Well, it's an interesting question, and I don't know that one really jumps out to get me, but I know that my uncles both have talked to me about one particular lesson, and that's that things don't really count until they're finished. And I think that was a really hard lesson for me to learn, and it took several times for me to learn it in the course of my life. And my father was persistent and consistent with teaching me that lesson, and it's very helpful to me, and I think it's something that stands out in my mind every day when I'm doing things, even little things that I really just always have to keep trying to do my best, and it doesn't really count if you just do it halfway.
It's a good lesson. It's a good lesson for all of us. Well, we want to thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to come and talk about your book. We're looking forward to having you here for a book signing. We'll have more information on that. And you can pick up this book at the Cornerstone bookstore. We're located on 1894 Blowing Rock Road, next to Walmart, between Ruby Tuesdays and Chili's. Stop on by and say hello to us and pick up a copy of Lessons from Dr. Lowell. Thanks a lot.